Welcome back to our channel. My name is Yan.
I'm Stewie.
So we are talking about Canopy build today.
I've been doing this Canopy build for around about 7 months. I've had the car now almost 12 months.
Yeah.
Only got the finishing touches to go, but we'll go through this with you guys. We'll start at the very beginning, which is the build.
Yes.
And then in the middle, we'll stop halfway through, and then right at the end, we'll go through the most important parts, the weight, the build cost, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned and strap in.
See you soon.
Long story short, we found the concept of an aluminium canopy to be the best all-round setup for a full drive touring. The weight, storage options, and ease of modification and overall durability is unprecedented when compared to other options on the market. Next time you're out on the road, have a look for yourself and you'll see canopies in so many different applications. Whether it's work or play, it's one of the most popular options on the market, and it's not hard to see why. We found this canopy on the back of one of our friend's utes. When he mentioned he wanted to sell it, I jumped at the chance. Buying it for around $2,000, this included lots of mods and goodies that he had added over the time that he owned it. Within the next few months, it was delivered to our house and I commenced work on it. This footage is in order showing progress over the 4 or 5 months. Now, what makes this build a little bit different is that we chassis mounted the canopy without the use of a tray. Main reason we opted to do this was to make the canopy as light as we could while maintaining the structural integrity. We considered a tray at first and just have like a removable canopy, but then we started to see the weight slowly adding up on the calculator. We decided to ask the professionals on Facebook and even a few of my mates the big question: how often do you take your canopy off your ute? And the answer, well, it surprised me, it may surprise you, but 1 out of the 7 people asked said they had taken their canopy off their ute since setting it up. Mostly because it's time consuming to get it off and then putting it back on. It requires space at your home and a strategy to ensure that it's not in the way if you've got limited space at home. Having a removable canopy is definitely not a disadvantage by any matter at all. It can be a positive as well. So you can have the canopy off, use your car as a ute. If you've got a tradey sort of background, you can have one canopy for a trade background and the other canopy for camping. The paint was pretty straightforward. If I had to build this again, I would have powder coated the entire body of the canopy, removed the doors to paint them individually, and bought the bolt-on parts all in black ready to go, such as the guard and under boxes. However, the process of the painting really brought the project alive. Once you see it on the back of the ute, you'll see that it totally transformed the look of a scruffy old box and made it look like it's meant to be on the back of a late model car. So as you can see, this is footage directly from the booth during the process of painting everything. I decided to paint all the underboxes, the jerry can lid and the bull bar the same colour as the car. With the same philosophy as I said before, wanted to make it look like it's supposed to be there. Everything was all painted in 2-pack, the epoxy primers all the way to the finish on the actual box itself, and clear over the base here included. So external fabrication parts that they had to be doing was the infill panels as pictured, the subframe and also the tail light piece, as well as a top piece for holding the rooftop tent and a roof rack. Everything was done by Jake at Elite Welding and I cannot recommend him enough. Everything he has done is quality and over-engineered to ensure durability. The internals include foil board for insulation, foil back 2.85mm caravan ply, roof and walls, all spaced with spaces to allow breathability. The floor has 40x40 alley beams with 3mm marine ply over the top, and then on top of that we put a nice premium floor vinyl. Moving on to our 12 volt, we opted for a very basic setup with the option to be able to upgrade in the future. We utilise a 100 amp hour iTech World Slimline battery, which only actually weighs around about 11 kilograms. Control panel, as you're about to see on this video, with a battery monitor to keep an eye on the power. We currently do not run an inverter, but have the provision to be able to run it at a later date. So when we got to this stage, I was getting extremely excited. I was like, wow, once these are painted, all we have to do is fit up the insides and finish off the 12 volt and we're all done. But there was a problem. I had the line was not straight at all. It looked absolutely horrible. When I put some Prepsol over it and looked down the side, it looked so bad. It looked like a train wreck. So I decided to go back to work, put some filler on and then re-putty the doors. You'll see that the line looks really, really good. Unfortunately, because the bracing on the inside of the doors there, especially at the top, they pull the top sheet of aluminium in, and what that does is create that small bit of rippling there on the top part of the door. But overall, the doors looked really, really nice. The line was perfect. The actual colour looks fantastic.
So that concludes the build of the Canopy.
So let's have a look at it on the back of the car, shall we?
So there you have it. So coming up on screen are the dimensions in case you want to copy the setup, and also just going to go into the technical details and what we feel is the important information. First up is the camera stuff. We wanted to make sure that we retained the factory reverse camera. We used an MQ mount and then used marine sticker to seal the outside. For the rear view camera, we used a Wolfbox rear view mirror camera. This has also got a dash cam built into it, so you've got the best of both worlds, and it's absolutely amazing in low light. The rear tail lights came from the guys at the Ute store online. As the Triton has a blind spot monitoring system, we wanted to retain this feature. We saw others using factory bumpers and thought it looked a bit weird and tacky, so we reached out to Miles at Flux 3D, who not only supplied these mounts, but also the reverse sensors that tie in neatly with our custom canopy. So for pricing, the base canopy was $2,000. If we had bought it new, it would have cost us around $3,500 plus freight. The underboxes and jerry can were supplied from TC boxes and was around $900 delivered. Jake from Elite Welding ended up charging us $2,600 for all the fab work he did. This also included the removal of the factory tub. Paint was $500. I will admit I had primer and epoxy at home already, but this cost pretty much includes both higher and clear over base colour and clear. Tail lights and sensors were $500. Internals cost us around $300 for the caravan ply walls and flooring, etc., all cut to size, and the foil board was $80, and that includes 2 sheets and the spacer kit. So the grand total is around $6,880 as an estimate. It'd be a little bit under that or maybe a little bit more. It wouldn't have cracked the $7,000 mark though. As a disclosure, we didn't include the 12 volt within this estimate. We expect our setup would have cost, being simple, it's only around $2,000. But you look at setups out there and they can cost as much as you want to put into them. So we didn't want to put that in here because it is actually a personal preference. So let's talk about weights. When we were on our South Australia trip, we had our car weighed on a weighbridge. It came in at 2.48 tonnes, fully loaded with a tank of diesel, rooftop tent and all of our food and water. The only thing missing from the car was us. So myself, I weigh around 80, Yans around about 50-55 kilos. So overall weight, according to TC boxes, for the actual canopy was 125 kilograms. In comparison to the factory tub, this was 135 kilos. Now this number was sourced from Mitsubishi using the tear weight of the GLX Triton without the tub or tray. For external parts, the jerry can was 10 kilograms, the underboxes were 22 kilos for the pair, also underguards 14 kilos for that pair as well, under subframe and internal bracing estimated at 56 kilograms, including the roof rack. So the total weight came in at 240 kilograms, excluding internals. The entire setup is 105 kilograms heavier than the factory tub. Currently our internals, we would have to say that'd be about 40, maybe 50 kilograms. We're looking to do some upgrades and customization to the internals, so we'll show them in another video. We achieved our goal to keep the setup as lightweight as possible.
So that concludes our video today of our canopy build. We really hope you enjoyed it, and we really hope that you watched it and it inspired you to do something similar. It doesn't have to be a canopy, it could be a tray, whatever you're building for your ute. Just get out there and have a go. There's so many YouTube videos out there where you can watch and learn things. I love the Canopy personally.
Yeah.
Makes life so much easier out on the road. In my opinion, it's the best way to go camping. What do you think, Jan?
I love how organized it is, how convenient to take all the things that you need out in the Canopy like immediately when you need it. And I love cooking at the back of the Canopy as well. Yeah, it's amazing setup for me personally.
Just comfy, just so comfy, and you can, as Jan said, you can just take everything you need in there, and you don't have to compromise or whatnot. It's like camping. Yeah, I feel that camping should be enjoyed, and if the better organised you are, the better time that you're going to have. So,
exactly.
Yeah, but that's just it. At the end of the day, that's our video. We're really happy that you guys have tuned in to watch it. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you guys. Bye.